Hola, me llamo Orozco Orejel. I'm 19 years old, and this is my It Gets Better video. When I first heard about the It Gets Better project, I couldn't believe it. I thought that no one would give a crap about some kids killing themselves, especially if they were gay. I was glad I was wrong. First, I want to talk about my story, and then my message to everyone that lost hope, to tell them that it does get better. I grew up in Lodi, California. I was a kid growing up in school, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. I liked it. I like to think. I like to learn. Hell, I learned what an atom was in the life cycle of a star when I was in kindergarten. I did not have any bad relationships with any of my teachers. I loved school. I loved class. I had a lot of friends, but I wasn't particularly close to any of them, and that stayed true throughout my whole entire life. I like to say I was never bullied. There was only one time where I was picked on, and that was in middle school. I wasn't scared. There were just a bunch of kids I knew that were trying to pull my pants down, and I didn't like it, so I just told the teacher on them. And guess what? It worked. They never bothered me. No one did. I was never bullied because I wouldn't stand for it. Though I was never bullied or picked on, I did have an overwhelming sense of loneliness when I was growing up. I guess I have to say it was because I had trouble accepting the fact that I like guys. I remember this feeling of when I was a little kid watching Dragon Ball Z. But I would just always push it away. And it worked until middle school, where I was going through puberty. My God, there was so much porn. That was when I started to realize my attraction to my guy friends. And I would just realize it, but I would just leave it as that and push it in the back of my head. What stopped this was when I found my first gay porno magazine on the floor. I finally said, okay, I like guys. And for a while I thought it was gay. Until I started doing it over just one chick. Thought, what the hell, I thought I was gay. Then realized I was bi. And I was freaking happy for myself. I can screw with whatever I want. Now I just have to tell everyone else about it. And that took a while. Maybe 2 years, but I did it. My first year of high school in Tokyo, I came out to a group of friends that I ate lunch with. And it was great. They were awesome about it. Hell, they had fun with it. They would ask me so many questions. My favorite one was, which one of us do you think was the hottest guy? And they even tried to make their moves on me so they could freaking win. And I was really grateful. I was really grateful for that experience, and for those guys. They really helped me accept my sexuality. Next was school. It was my sophomore year, and I was in the school library. And one of my classmates came into my table, and she had a list of our class. And she asked me, which one do I think was the hottest? I said a tie between a guy and a girl. The guy next to me said, why the hell did you pick that? And the chick with the list said, because he's bi. Then another girl came over and overheard us, and she said, really? You're bi? The girl, she got off our table, and she literally went to every single table in the library, and she told everyone. I couldn't believe it. She didn't even ask for my freaking permission. God damn, this went better than I planned. Now that the whole entire school knows that I was bi, it was time to focus on my close friends. And how I planned to tell them was by doing this. We're into playing card games. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist. And I decided to put my poker deck of naked guys into my card case. The deck sucked. There was only 10 of them that were just really hot. And when my friends will eventually look into my case, shit will go down and we'll take it from there. What happened was better. My little brother looked into my case, and he went to my little sister, and they both went and told my close friends. Then my friends asked me why the hell I got a deck of guys, and I couldn't say anything. What they did was ingenious. Unbeknownst to me was the fact that a guy was hitting on them on the internet, and what they decided to do was to hook me up with him. So they got him on the phone, called him, told him what was happening, and they handed the phone to me. He said, "So I heard you're gay." I said, "Nah, I'm bi." And that's how my friends got their answer. Though I was happy with what happened, I felt ashamed saying that in front of my friends. At that time, I don't know why. I think it's because I was afraid of what they were going to say, what they would think. When they heard that, they told me that it's nothing to be ashamed of, and that I shouldn't be. That was the first time I actually truly accepted my sexuality, and that I like guys, and I wasn't ashamed of it. And soon after that, I told my parents. Even though I told everyone I liked guys, I still felt alone. Yes, I was happy because I wasn't ashamed of what I was anymore, but as far as I can tell, I was still alone. Literally. Up to that moment, I haven't met another guy that liked guys my own age. I would remember being jealous of girls because they could go up to a guy and ask him out, and the guy would probably say, "Yeah." If not, hell, he'll consider it. They can't consider me. They wouldn't consider me. Those guys don't like guys, but I like guys. I would remember having these crushes on these really cute and nice guys at school, but they're all straight. At least a girl can have a chance with them. I can't. I remember thinking that I was the only one that felt this way, and that I was the only one that actually knew what I was going through, and no one else could relate to me. I actually thought that I was the only guy that liked guys in my school, at least in my town. And because of it, I got really depressed of it. I really got depressed because of it. Junior year was the best. Not because of the perfect class schedule, but because I wasn't alone anymore. I met a guy and he's gay. I had a crush on him since I was a freshman, and I actually had a chance with him. Though nothing happened between me and him, I didn't care. I was happy, and I wasn't alone anymore. After high school, I joined the Marine Corps. That was the first time I have ever faced such severe harassment because of the fact that I like guys. I only told a few of my fellow Marines that I was bi because don't ask, don't tell was still in effect. Correct. Pause. Okay, I'm good.
Yep.
Oh, is there starting? Alright. The beginning of my training was the worst of it, most particularly boot camp. I was called names. I was threatened, including death threats. So now there's a bunch of guys out there to kill me. And also, I was treated differently because of the fact that I like guys. I remember one time in the showers, a guy dropped his soap, and no one would get it. And it wasn't until I realized that they were doing all this crap because of me that I went down and got the soap for him. Yeah. At first, all this crap didn't bother me. The way I saw it was that they were scared. They had no idea how to handle this. This is something completely new and foreign to them. And that just scared the crap out of it. They were completely insecure, and the way to act towards it was, well, to harass me. And I just felt pity for them. I never felt any ill will towards them, even though they acted on their own ill will. The only time that the harassment actually got to me was back in the barracks. I was on firewatch, and I keep on passing this group of guys that just wouldn't stop calling me faggot and fuck you and whatnot. Even I was bothered with the name calling, but I just pushed it off and not even think about it. It wasn't until I talked to one of my fellow Marines that it actually started to bother me. She was a lesbian, and she was proud that I could say that I was bi in the Marine Corps, and she was amazed by that. What she said to me was, "I wished you would have done something about this." It was the way she said it. I could feel the disappointment in her voice. After our talk, I went to my room and I cried. I cried because I let her down. I felt like I let the whole entire gay community down. That as if I was saying it was okay for those guys to treat me that way. And in doing so, it was okay to treat every gay person that way too. The worst part about it was I couldn't do anything. Because if I said anything, to anyone in the higher ups, I would just get kicked out because I like guys. So I just had to take it. Excuse me. That got to me. That all the shit I've been through will never do. And that actually got to me. This is not to say that this is how the whole term Marine Corps is. There was only a group of people, like 10 out of 100, but you're going to see those 10 wherever you go. And now with Don't Ask, Don't Tell repealed, this kind of behavior will never be accepted. An event happened where I was kicked out of the Marine Corps with an honorable discharge. And right now I'm staying with my parents and getting ready for college.